Hello everyone, this is Rock, also known as Tarbator here, and today I'm here with another Khabarovsk commentary. And this time I will try to commentate on what I am actually doing and what's happening in the game, other than just speaking generally about things. And this was a very interesting match. I think you guys are going to enjoy it very much. There's going to be a lot of shooting, of course, because this is a Khabarovsk game. Anyway, so this is a match on the hotspot, which is not my favorite map with the Khabarovsk because there are a lot of islands there and there are a lot of islands to run into when you're in a Khabarovsk. Um, so as you can see, I did not want to go into those clusters of islands on the right side of the map. No, you want to be in the open seas with this thing. I need room to maneuver, I need room to kite people, and I need room to manage aggro. So I headed for the middle. And it makes a lot of sense with the Khabarovsk. The enemy does have a carrier, but I am not very worried about that at the moment. Our own Hakuryu is apparently fighter spec, so the other carrier will have a lot of work to do dealing with them. So I'm just going to the middle now. I just want to spot something so I can start shooting, because you want to be shooting with the Khabarovsk all the time. And I know that at this phase of the match there aren't going to be any destroyers in the middle nearby that can ambush me, so that I'm pretty much free to shoot at anything. So I'm heading towards there, but it's almost more than 2 minutes into the match and there's nothing spotted, which is very weird. And our carrier is apparently afraid of an attack, so he's keeping those fighters close to him and above our friendlies. So I'm just cruising down towards the friendlies on the other side, and we'll see. I don't have the speed flag this time, so my speed is slightly lower than in the last video. I'm slowly running out of flags, which is pretty sad. And then North Carolina shows up. I immediately start firing because I know that he won't be able to fire back. I will be disappearing behind this island very soon. Gotta fire on him, but it's not that much. He's just gonna repair it as soon as I disappear. But things are getting interesting on this left side. We have a Kutuzov here and a Yamato heading this way. Fire at the Kutuzov. I immediately switch to AP because I see a broadside. Looks like he's slowing down, and my last salvo, of course, goes for the mountain. I'm really annoyed by this mechanic sometimes. Sometimes you can shoot behind the island, and sometimes it just decides to shoot the island. And I see another Lloyd there, and I really want to keep him away from me. I don't want to deal with another Lloyd right now, because when you engage another gunboat in the Khabarovsk, you're guaranteed to take a lot of damage yourself. So what you want is you want to deal with the bigger ships first, and don't fight other gunboat destroyers unless you have to. Leave them for US destroyers or for your cruisers. It's just not a healthy habit to do. You should go hunting destroyers with the Khabarovsk. And then I see a crippled Manson. Take a pot shot at him, and as I was running to this corner, I see Kagaru, and looks like he's shooting at our Makazi. Somehow they spotted each other. And I start dismantling that Kagaru while making a turn, because I know just around the corner there are a lot of enemy ships. And he pops smoke, but he just keeps quiet after popping smoke, which is very weird. And now I zero in, and it's just melting away slowly. And he doesn't appear to have last stand as well, so I guess he opted for torpedo acceleration. So without last stand, he's just sitting duck on the water and he just dies.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
And apparently there's some drama in the chat. It's alright. Now I know that there is a Yamato, a Mikhail Kutuzov, and other things behind just around this corner. And I see the Kutuzov and I immediately start working on it because Kutuzovs are very dangerous if you're a destroyer. The guns have insane velocity and insane ballistics. They can do a lot of damage if left unchecked. I switched to AP and I'm really counting on this, counting on to throw off his aim. But he actually got shots on me, despite me enabling the speed boost. No, I'm trying again. I'm not trying to maneuver much. I'm just counting on my speed. But this guy has actually decent aim, so I just turn away and try to disengage for a while. When they zero in on you, you want to be disengaging. But most of the time, you can count on your speed to throw off their aim. But obviously, this doesn't happen all the time. And the Kutuzov is moving away. He's 16 kilometers out now. He just can't hit me right now. So I switched to the Yamato. Trying to get some fire gun. But the gunnery in the Khabarovsk is very, very tricky because, especially when you're maneuvering, you need to change your aim constantly, and because your shells keep the momentum of your ship, sometimes you have to do some weird, you have to aim at some weird places. For example, now I need to lead a lot because we are moving in the opposite direction with the Yamato. And stuff like that constantly happens with the Khabarovsk, and sometimes it gets annoying, but that's something you have to deal with. Keeping your own ship's momentum. And just keeping track of it and adjusting your aim to work with it. And now Hindenburg joins the fight, and this is really bad news for me. Because Hindenburg also has amazing shell trajectory. So he can hit me if he wants to, and it's 11 kilometers, it's not even a challenge for him. And I killed the Izumo right beside me, which means I am the primary target now. Which I do not want to be. And I'm still counting on my speed, but it's just not high enough, and I'm just too close to the Hindenburg. And both the Hindenburg and the Kutuzov start hitting me, so I have no choice. I pop my smoke, and I will try to bring down that Hindenburg before he gets close. I sent some preemptive torps just to scare them away. And luckily I still have a lot of my guns, well, all of my guns. So I'm just pounding away the Hindenburg. The rules are simple. If they're angled, shoot HE. If you see broadsides, switch to AP, because you will deal a lot more damage than HE with AP. And the new Russian cruiser seems to be the same way. They have good HE, decent HP, but their AP can also do a lot of damage when you see broadside. And this Kutuzov is turning. My first salvo misses somehow, which was very weird to me. And as you can see, I'm doing 3,000 per salvo, 2,000 per salvo, and he pops smoke. He knows he's screwed, and I'm going to kill him. And he's in the smoke, and I thought that Hindenburg was turning away, but apparently he's just powering through. And this guy needs to go, so I know he probably has hydro, so I just start moving.
Torpedoes astern.
Because you don't want to be caught standing still against the Hindenburg. And he took some torps, and then I switched to AP, and we're gonna do some just massive damage to him because it's showing broadside 3,000. We saw 3,000, and the angle isn't even that good. Just melting away, 3,000 per pop, and there down he goes. And I was thinking about dealing with the Kutuzov, and then I see, look at the right side, and I see a Des Moines right beside me. But Luckily, he's dealing with the other Khabarovsk. And I immediately switched to AP. Because he was showing me a broadside. And I'm pretty confident that he's not gonna shoot at me. I have a Zao beside him and he's chasing the other Khabarovsk. So we should be good. Again, I switched to AP. Once I see a broadside, I have some really decent angle on him. As you can see, that's 6,000 per AP salvo. 6,000 damage from a destroyer AP, which is absolutely insane. The things you can do with the Khabarovsk is simply amazing once you're in the right position at the right time. And that the friendly Khabarovsk is desperately trying to get away. He popped the smoke, but he can't stay in the smoke. The Moim probably has Hydro. And now the carrier is bringing his planes to work on that Khabarovsk as well. But luckily, the Des Moines is still shooting at the Khabarovsk, so I have some free tickets for some easy damage. 4,000. 4,000 again, 4,300. 3,000 he's just melting away. And this is the beauty of the Khabarovsk. Once you put yourself in these positions, you're good. And then I see the carrier coming at me, but I'm not really worried. I pop my speed boost, and as you can see, I'm not even panicking, turning. I'm just moving straight. And those torps are just too slow to catch me. And this is exactly what you should do against CVs. Most of them have no idea how to manually drop against the Khabarovsk doing 45 knots. So you should just trust your speed to evade those torps. And it would always start shooting me, but I really don't want to engage that thing right now. I need to save myself for the cruisers and the battleships, and it would be very counterproductive to try to get rid of the Udaloi right now, because it's gonna take ages to do that. The Udaloi has a lot of HP, and I have more to lose than him, to be honest. My team isn't doing really well at the moment. They have a massive push with 3 battleships and 1 cruiser on the left side. And now the CV is coming for me again. I wasn't really worried about torpedo bombers, but die bombers are a huge problem with the Khabarovsk, because you can't count on your speed to evade them. Watches his first 2 drops, but he gets the 3rd drop.
Ship is on fire.
And
Engine boost deactivated.
time to take a Yamato. And I see a broadside, and I switch to AP. But he's turning away. And I still do 2,000 damage anyway. This thing is just an AP monster. Once you have a decent angle. And the Kutuzov shows up again. The bane of my existence. And this guy is not bad at all for a premium ship owner. He's actually pretty decent, and he has good lead. He's giving good lead, good aim. And I just designate him as primary target. Hopefully someone will shoot at him. And I'm just pounding away with HE and EP. He still has 11k health, and he's angled, so it's gonna be really hard to kill him. And I just plead for help in the chat. Kill the Mikhail, and then I'll deal with the battleships. But now the Orzao is engaging the Kutuzov. And I have to shoot the Kutuzov myself. And I've seen broadsides, and it's AP time. You know what time it is. Oh. Well, he disappears, kind of. And I set him on fire, so I thought, okay, maybe I'm not gonna bother with the AP. Let's finish him off with HE. He's pretty much dead. He's burning. He used his repair earlier. And down he goes. But he shoots some last salvo at me. It actually hits me. I wasn't paying attention to that. And I see North Carolina coming towards me, and he seems to be pretty full HP. So I decided to shoot some HE at him, because you know, if a ship is undamaged, they take more HE damage. Each compartment has some a certain capacity for taking HE damage, so your first HE salvos will deal more damage than your consecutive ones. Then I see the Yamagi coming towards me, and I see that the Orochima is engaging him. And it takes 2 turns. Well, should be easy to kill, right? 11k Yamagi. But the thing is, I'm maneuvering like crazy, and he's maneuvering like crazy. And he's using his repair. And he's repairing a lot of damage. It's like the enemy Shima is trying to torp me. Yeah, he pretty much poached it. And I really want to kill this Amagi now. And he's shooting at me, I'm not really worried. Most people miss these shots, but his aim is pretty much spot on. So this tells me that I need to be really careful with this guy when he shoots for the second time. And I got him on fire. And he's slowly dying. But my AT is not doing much damage at all. Because, I don't know, for some reason the Magis don't take much AT damage. I think it's the way their armor is. The way their armor is. I don't know. Maybe their superstructure is armored more than the others. And when I'm looking at the North Carolina, because he's not helping, I'm just casting this Amagi right beside him, and he's just not worried about it. He's letting his friend die. 6,000, we're almost there. We just need a fire, and he's gonna die. And I'm looking at the North Carolina again to see where his guns are pointed. He's still pointed at our other battleships near their spawn. Now I turn the other way and I see him shooting again, but this time I cut throttle and turn. And I got a fire on him. Oh, he's gonna die, right? 4700. I'm just tipping away, but most of my shots are hitting his belt and they're not doing any damage. So I really need to fire this guy. Or get close and use AP. And he fires again. This time I evade them again, kind of. Nope. He actually hits me. And I do that mistake. I underestimated him. So next time I'm going to pay more attention to evading the shots. And I got him on fire again, but now he's repairing again. This is like a nightmare, he's just not dying. Not dying, please. I'm like, it's time to go. And I even switched to AP, but this time I evaded shots. I immediately cut throttle and he misses with all of them. And this is what I should have done for the last salvo. 800, 400, and down he goes. Well, at this moment I realized they almost kept our base, so I'm heading towards our base to help with the cap. Then I see the Hakuryu, and I'm a bit annoyed in the chat. I usually don't do this, but I was really annoyed. The incompetency of my team. I'm shooting at the Hakuryu. He's coming to drop from me. He drop failed earlier. Maybe he got his lesson and he's gonna give him more lead with the torps. Let's see, I'm not doing anything, I'm just going straight, picking up speed. And my AT is not doing anything to him at all. That thing has so much armor. This was a bit closer, but as you can see, torps are not the way to deal with the Khabarovsk. You should send your dive bombers. And unfortunately, we lose. The enemy won by points, and I did 154,000 damage, which is very respectable. 4 kills, and 546 shells landed, which is pretty insane when you're looking at the average shell target hits in World of Warships. But this is the way the Khabarovsk is. Yeah, I got the top XP 1600 in a loss. I will take that. When it comes to the damage, look at that. Main batter's shells fired 1400. So this is the way to play the Khabarovsk. You just never stop shooting. Just you can't count on your torps. You have to count on your turrets, and for that, to get your damage in, you need to shoot and shoot a lot. Um, as you can see, most of my damage comes from AP shell hits, and as you can see, even though I have half of the hits of HE shell hits, I did more AP damage still because AP just does more damage overall when you are shooting at broadside enemies. HE shell hits 364, 54,000 damage, which is pretty alright. And look at that, more than almost 600 shell hits, and I got only 11 fires, which is pretty funny. And 125 penetrations out of 182 AP shells landed. So that's a great amount for a tier 10 match. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't get the win. We couldn't get the win, but I think this was a pretty fun match showcasing the Khabarovsk's abilities, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.